Hi there, I'm Chloe from Karma You, and I'm going to talk to you today about overthinking and three really simple things that you can do to stop overthinking and develop a calmer, quieter mind. Now, obviously, everyone thinks, everyone thinks, but when you're an overthinker, it's a problem because it takes you out of the present moment. It stops you from being able to enjoy the moment. It disconnects you from other people. And it can be really exhausting as well if you're using up a lot of energy, a lot of mental energy, analyzing and turning things over and over in your head again and again. So, the first thing I'm going to suggest for overthinking is a really simple exercise that's called 4-3-2-1 grounding. So, I'm inviting you to follow along with me, and all you do is you make a mental note of four things that you can see around you. So, I can see some books, I can see the window, I can see some clothes hanging up, I can see the laptop. Then you think about three things that you can hear. So, are there sounds inside the room? Are there sounds coming from inside your body? Are there sounds from outside the room? So, I can hear some traffic, I can hear some people talking downstairs, and I can hear the sound of my breakfast digesting. Then you think about two things that you can smell. So, maybe you can smell your deodorant, maybe you can smell perfume, some kind of product you use, maybe you can smell your hair, maybe you've got some incense burning or a candle burning in the room, just noticing that. And then lastly, one thing that you can taste. So maybe you can taste your food from earlier or the toothpaste or a mint that you just had, just noticing that. So the purpose of this exercise is to ground us, is to bring us back into our bodies. It's to get us out of our heads and connected back with our senses. And when we're tuned into our bodies, we're tuned into our senses, we are distracted away from our thoughts, we're distracted away from our mind, and it brings us back to the present moment instantly. So I hope you'll give this a try. Now, for number two, this isn't necessarily a practical technique, it's more of a mindset shift for you. So when it comes to overthinking, we often have this belief that more thinking is better, as if we could only analyze something enough and think about it enough, we'll find the perfect answer or the perfect solution to a problem we're having. But what's interesting is that our conscious minds are actually not very good at processing large data sets. So, for example, say you're overthinking a decision about where to live. There are so many different factors that come into this decision. Things about the neighborhood, the houses, the pricing, the schools, travel into your place of work. There are so many different factors that come into this that it's actually too much for our conscious mind to be able to cope with. And a really interesting book that talks about this is Blink by Malcolm Gladwell. And he basically looks at lots of different examples of this where our instincts and our intuition about what is the right decision is actually a better source of information for us for many things than trying to analyze and overthink things. And actually, your instincts, your intuition, whatever you want to call it, your subconscious mind, you could even call it, has gathered a lot of information and a lot of experiences from the whole of your life. And you have access to a different type of intelligence when you're tuning into your instincts. So if something is quite complicated, instead of analyzing it and overthinking it, tune into your body and ask your body, ask your gut, what is the right answer for you? And if you find this difficult to do, it can be really helpful to let go of the question and go out into nature and just see what arises, see what comes up for you. Because your gut instinct is very often right about more complicated decisions and questions that you might have. So number three is another really practical thing that you can be doing. And this is called worry time. Now, this comes from cognitive behavioral therapy. And the suggestion is that you set a worry time. You set aside about 20 minutes out of your day to constructively worry, to exclusively worry. So say you choose 5 p.m. after you finish work or 5:30, whatever time you finish, and set that time aside to worry and collecting all your worries throughout the day. Instead of allowing your mind to go off into worries throughout the day, write them down and come back to them during worry time. And really constructively worrying during this time. So asking yourself, is there any action that I can take over this thing that I've been worrying about or overthinking? And if there's any action, is there something you can do right away to take some action on that worry? And then perhaps for some of those things, there's actually nothing you can do. You cannot control at all the thing that you've been worrying about or overthinking about. And that's interesting to notice as well. And just seeing if you can say to yourself, I can't control this. Can I let this go? So it's setting aside 20 minutes to worry constructively and saving up all your worries till that time. So I hope you found this useful. Just to recap, it's 4-3-2-1 grounding. Remembering that your instincts and your intuition are actually better at helping you to make decisions very often than trying to use your conscious mind. And then using worry time, setting aside 20 minutes to constructively worry. Let me know what you think of this. Are you going to be trying any of these tips? Post a comment below and let me know, and I'll see you soon. And you might want to check out the High Functioning Anxiety Workbook. There's a link to it below where you can enter your email address and get it sent straight to your inbox.